Gas just went up 30 cents this week, and everyone's talking about it. Iran, the Strait of Hormuz, oil at $100 per barrel, war in the Middle East. It's all over the news. Every channel, every podcast, every Twitter thread. But you know what nobody's talking about? The price explosion that's already happening right here, right now, in your own home. And it's costing you more than gas ever will. Last week on February 27th, 2026, Paramount completed its acquisition of Warner Bros Discovery for $110 billion. Let me say that again, $110 billion. That's the largest all-cash corporate merger in American history. Bigger than Disney buying Fox for $71 billion. Bigger than AT&T buying Time Warner for $85 billion. This is the biggest media deal ever done. And while Wall Street was celebrating, popping champagne bottles and talking about synergies and market dominance, your monthly bills just got a lot more expensive. But nobody's connecting the dots. Nobody's showing you the math. Nobody's explaining what this actually means for your wallet. So I'm going to do it, right now, with real numbers, real data, and a timeline that proves this isn't some future problem. This is happening today, in March 2026. Let me start with a number that should absolutely terrify you. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, streaming subscription prices increased 19.5% in the 12 months ending December 2025. Not a typo, 19.5% in one single year. Think about that for a second. What else in your life has tripled in price in 6 years? Your rent didn't triple, your car payment didn't triple, your grocery bill didn't triple, but Disney Plus did, and you kept paying. HBO Max raised prices by $1 per month in October 2025. Doesn't sound like much, right? Just $1, but that's a 10% increase. And it's the third price increase in 2 years. Paramount Plus announced increases effective January 15, 2026. The ad-supported Essential plan went from $7.99 to $8.99. The ad-free Premium plan went from $12.99 to $13.99. Even Spotify is raising prices. Reports suggest an increase of around $1 in early 2026. Crunchyroll, the anime streaming service, raised prices by $2 per month across all its tiers on February 2, 2026. Amazon Music Unlimited increased prices for the second time in a year on February 6, 2026. Every single service, every single one, raised prices in the last 6 months. This isn't a coincidence. This isn't random. This is coordinated. This is what happens when competition dies and monopolies take over. Now here's what makes this different from every other price increase you're dealing with. This isn't market forces. This isn't supply and demand. This is consolidation. This is monopoly pricing. And the Paramount-Warner Bros Discovery merger just made it 10 times worse. Let me explain the economics behind what just happened. During the so-called streaming wars from 2019 to 2024, all these companies were fighting for subscribers. They were spending billions of dollars on content. They were keeping prices artificially low to steal customers from each other. Netflix was competing with Disney. Disney was competing with HBO. HBO was competing with Paramount. Paramount was competing with everyone. And you, the consumer, you benefited from that competition. Prices stayed low. Content was everywhere. You had options. You had leverage. But that era is over. Finished. Done. The streaming wars are over. And the survivors just consolidated into 3 massive companies that control almost everything you watch. Disney owns Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus. That's Star Wars, Marvel, Pixar, National Geographic, ABC, FX, and every Fox property. Netflix is Netflix, still independent, but facing no real competition on price anymore. And now Paramount owns Warner Bros. Discovery. Let me explain what that means. Paramount now controls HBO, CNN, Paramount Pictures, CBS, Comedy Central, Nickelodeon, the entire DC universe, all of Warner Bros. Film library, and Paramount's entire catalog. That's Mission Impossible, Game of Thrones, SpongeBob, Harry Potter, Star Trek, The Office, Friends, The Big Bang Theory, South Park, and hundreds more properties. 3 companies. That's it. 3 companies control approximately 75% of all streaming content in America. And when you only have 3 competitors, they don't compete on price anymore. They compete on content. And you pay for it. Let me show you what this looks like in your actual bank account right now. According to Parks Associates research from 2025, US households subscribe to an average of 5.9 streaming services. But let's be conservative. Let's assume you're smarter than average. Let's say you only have 4 subscriptions. Just 4. Netflix Standard Plan, $15.49 per month. Disney Plus with ads, $11.99 per month. HBO Max with ads, $10.99 per month. Paramount Plus Essential, $8.99 per month. Add those up, that's $47.46 per month. Multiply by 12 months, that's $569.52 per year. But wait, those are current prices as of March 2026. Let's project forward based on the historical rate of increase that we already know is happening. Streaming prices have been rising at approximately 19 to 20% per year for the last 3 years. If that rate continues, and there's no reason to think it won't, here's your future. 2027, your $47 monthly bill becomes $56.95 per month. That's $683.40 per year, an increase of $113.88 from today. 2028, $68.34 per month, $820.08 per year. You're now paying $250 more than you paid in 2029, $82.01 per month, $984.12 per year. You're paying nearly $1,000 per year just to watch TV. By 2029, just 3 years from now, you'll be paying almost $1,000 per year for 4 streaming services. More than most people paid for cable TV in 2015. More than what you were trying to escape when you cut the cord. And here's the part that's going to make you really angry. In 2015, according to Leichtman Research Group, the average cable TV bill in America was $103 per month. That's $1,236 per year. Everyone complained. Everyone said it was too expensive. Everyone started cutting the cord to save money. Fast forward to 2026, the average cable bill is now $83 per month, $996 per year. Cable actually got cheaper. While everyone was leaving and switching to streaming, cable companies were forced to lower prices to compete. Meanwhile, if you're paying for 4 streaming services at current rates in March 2026, you're at $569 per year. That sounds better than cable, right? About half the price. But add one more service and you're at $700. Add YouTube TV at $73 per month. So you can watch live sports and news, and suddenly you're paying $1,445 per year. That's $876 plus $569. You're now paying more than cable TV cost in 2015, and you're getting less content, worse interfaces, and more inconvenience. You have to manage 5 different apps, 5 different passwords, 5 different billing cycles, 5 different customer service numbers, 5 different content libraries that don't talk to each other. You recreated cable, you just made it worse, more expensive and more annoying. But it gets even worse than that. Because the Paramount-Warner Bros Discovery merger signals the beginning of the next phase of this nightmare, forced bundling. Paramount CEO David Ellison has already publicly discussed merging the Paramount Plus and HBO Max portfolios. They're going to create what they're calling a super bundle, one massive subscription that includes everything from both companies, all the HBO content, all the Paramount content, all the Warner Bros content, everything under one app, and they're going to charge you $35 to $45 per month for it. Mark my words. Sound familiar? It should, because that's exactly what cable companies did for 40 years. They bundled channels together. They said, you want ESPN? Great. You also get 47 other channels you'll never watch. Home shopping networks, religious channels, obscure sports you don't care about, and you'll pay for all of them. Streaming companies are doing the exact same thing right now. Disney is already doing it. They announced in August 2025 that Hulu will be fully integrated into Disney Plus by late 2026. The standalone Hulu app will cease to exist. Everything will be Disney Plus. One app, one bundle, one price. And that price will be significantly higher than what you're paying now for each service separately. Here's what Wall Street analysts know that regular consumers don't understand yet. These companies are not trying to maximize subscribers anymore. That strategy is over. They're trying to maximize revenue per subscriber. Netflix has 260 million subscribers globally as of Q4 2025. They don't need more subscribers. The market is saturated. Everyone who wants Netflix already has Netflix. So what do? They extract more money from each existing subscriber, and with no competition to stop them, they can charge whatever they want. Look at the actual investor calls if you don't believe me. In November 2025, Paramount executives talked about margin discipline and entering a profitability-first era. That's corporate speak. Let me translate. It means, we're done competing on price. We're going to raise prices until people cancel. And our data shows that most people won't cancel. They'll complain, they'll threaten, but they'll keep paying. And the data proves they're right. According to a 2024 Deloitte study, only 35% of consumers who say they're going to cancel a streaming service actually follow through. 65% of people just keep paying. Why? Because of content. Because Netflix has Stranger Things. Because Disney has Star Wars and Marvel. Because HBO has Game of Thrones and Succession. Because Paramount has Yellowstone and Star Trek. These companies have spent billions of dollars creating shows you literally cannot watch anywhere else. And they know you'll pay to keep watching. That's called leverage. That's called a monopoly. That's called having you by the throat. But here's what they're not telling you in those investor presentations. Content costs are actually going down. Production budgets are being slashed across the industry. Shows are getting cancelled faster than ever before. Netflix used to make 15-episode seasons of everything. Now it's 8 episodes if you're lucky. And if the show doesn't hit massive numbers in the first week, it's gone. Cancelled. No second season. No closure for fans. So why are prices going up if content costs are going down? Because they can. Because there's no competition. Because you're trapped. Because the alternative to paying is going back to piracy. And most people don't want to deal with VPNs and sketchy websites and potential legal consequences. Let me give you a specific example of how predatory this has become. Paramount spent billions of dollars to acquire UFC streaming rights. In August 2024, they signed a massive agreement to distribute all UFC pay-per-view events in the United States exclusively on Paramount+. Multi-billion-dollar deal spread over 7 years. And then in November 2024, just 3 months later, they announced price increases across all tiers to help pay for it. Do you watch UFC? Probably not. Only about 8% of Paramount Plus subscribers regularly watch UFC content. But you're paying for it anyway. Just like cable. Just like the old system we all tried to escape. Except now it's actually worse. Because at least with cable, you had some regulatory oversight. The FCC could step in if prices got too crazy. State public utility commissions had authority over cable providers. There were rules, there were limits. But streaming, that's the Wild West. No regulation, no oversight. No protection for consumers. These are tech companies, not utilities. They can charge whatever they want. They can change terms whenever they want. And there's nothing you can do about it except cancel. And the government isn't going to help you. The Department of Justice approved the Paramount-Warner Bros Discovery merger with barely any scrutiny. No lengthy investigation. No demands for divestitures. No protection for consumers. Why? Because David Ellison, the new CEO of the combined company, has serious political connections. His father is Larry Ellison, founder of Oracle, one of the richest men in America, with deep ties to both political parties. Because media consolidation is bipartisan. Democrats love big media companies. Republicans love big media companies. They need them for elections, for advertising, for favorable coverage, for propaganda, for influence. The FTC is too busy going after tech companies and trying to break up Google to care about your streaming bill. And even if they wanted to do something, what would they do? Break up Netflix? Force Disney to sell Hulu back to Comcast? Order Paramount to divest Warner Bros? It's not going to happen. The political will doesn't exist. The legal framework doesn't exist. You are on your own. So let me give you the only advice that actually matters. The only things you can do right now, today, to protect your wallet from this streaming consolidation nightmare. First, audit your subscriptions this week, not next month. Not when you have time. This week, tonight if possible. Go to your credit card statement right now. Pull it up on your phone. Find every single streaming service you're paying for. And ask yourself one simple question for each one. Did I actually use this service in the last 30 days? Not do I plan to use it. Not I might watch that show eventually. Did you actually use it in the last 30 days? Yes or no? If the answer is no, cancel it. Right now, immediately. Don't wait for the next billing cycle. Don't tell yourself you'll watch it eventually. Cancel it today. According to a 2023 Forbes survey, nearly 50% of people pay for streaming services they don't actively use. Half. You're literally throwing money away on services you're not watching. That's probably $15 to $25 per month, $180 to $300 per year, gone for nothing. Second, rotate your services. This is the single most effective way to cut your streaming costs by 60 to 70% without sacrificing content. You don't need 4 subscriptions running at the same time for 12 months. That's insane. That's what these companies want you to do, but it makes no financial sense. Here's what you do instead. Subscribe to Netflix for 2 months. Binge everything you want to watch. Watch Stranger Things. Watch Squid Game. Watch whatever. Then cancel. Immediately. Next month, subscribe to Disney+. Watch all the Star Wars shows. Watch Marvel. Watch Pixar movies with your kids. Then cancel. Next month, subscribe to HBO Max. Watch House of the Dragon. Watch The Last of Us. Watch their entire prestige drama catalog. Then cancel. Rotate every 2 to 3 months. You'll still see everything you want to see. You'll just see it on your schedule, not theirs. And you'll cut your annual costs by more than half. Third, use ad-supported tiers whenever possible. I know, you hate ads. Everyone hates ads. I hate ads too. But here's the math. The ad-supported tier of Netflix costs $6.99 per month. The premium tier costs $22.99 per month. That's a difference of $16 per month. $192 per year. You are paying $192 per year just to not watch ads. Is that worth it? For most people, the answer is no. You're watching maybe 6 to 10 minutes of ads per hour of content. That's it. Is your time worth $192 per year? Maybe, but probably not. According to a 2024 Nielsen survey, nearly 9 out of 10 consumers said they'd rather watch ads on a free service than pay full price for ad-free. Think about that. People overwhelmingly prefer free with ads over expensive without ads. Fourth, leverage family plans and account sharing while you still can. Netflix cracked down hard on password sharing in 2023. They started charging extra for additional households. Disney followed in 2024 with similar restrictions, but there are still legal ways to share costs. Family plans exist for a reason. If you're paying for Netflix Premium at $22.99 per month, that plan supports 4 simultaneous screens. Make sure 4 people are actually using those screens. Split the cost 4 ways. Now you're paying $5.75 per month instead of $22.99. Same with Disney+. Same with Spotify family plans. Same with YouTube Premium family plans. If the service offers a family tier, use it. Share the cost with actual family members or trusted friends. It's legal. It's built into the pricing structure. Fifth, use free alternatives. And I mean really use them. Give them a real chance. Tubi is completely free, ad-supported, and it has over 50,000 movies and TV shows. That's more content than Netflix. Pluto TV has over 250 live channels. Free, YouTube has thousands of full-length movies, documentaries, and shows. According to recent industry data, 66% of American TV viewers now use FAST services. That's free ad-supported streaming TV in an average month. That's up from just 18% in 2021. The number has more than tripled in 5 years. People are figuring this out. You don't need to pay $50 per month to watch good content. There are free options. They have ads, but they're free. Now here's the reality check. All of these tactics I just gave you, they're temporary solutions. They work now, but the window is closing. As these companies consolidate, as they gain more power, as they control more exclusive content, your options shrink. Rotating services only works if there's new content worth rotating to. Free alternatives only work if they stay free and maintain decent libraries. Account sharing only works until the next crackdown. The long-term trend is crystal clear. Streaming prices are going to keep rising, 19.5% per year, maybe more as consolidation continues. And there's nothing you or I can do to stop it except vote with our wallets and cancel services we don't need. Let me leave you with this final thought. In 2015, you paid $103 per month for cable TV, $1,236 per year. You hated it. You complained about it. You cut the cord specifically to save money and gain freedom. Now in 2026, you're on track to pay $120 per month or more for the same amount of content. Except now, it's spread across 5 or 6 different apps. with worse user interfaces, with more restrictions, with content that disappears without warning, with algorithmic recommendations that suck. You didn't escape cable, you didn't win, you just made it more complicated, and more expensive, and less convenient. And the companies that sold you this dream, Netflix, Disney, Paramount, Warner Bros., they're laughing all the way to the bank. They got you to pay more while they spend less on content. That's the ultimate business model. The Paramount-Warner Bros Discovery merger is just the beginning of the end game. More consolidation is coming, more price increases every quarter, more forced bundles that you can't opt out of, more restrictions on sharing, less choice, less freedom. So the question isn't whether streaming will cost more next year. It absolutely will. The question is, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to keep paying these increases? Keep accepting that this is just how things are now? Keep letting these corporations dictate how you spend your entertainment budget? Or are you going to take control? Cancel services you don't use. Rotate the ones you do. Use free alternatives. Share costs legally. Fight back with the only weapon you have, your wallet. The choice is yours, but the clock is ticking. Every month you wait, prices go up. Every month you delay, your options shrink. Every month you stay subscribed to services you don't actively use, you're throwing money away. This is the streaming consolidation endgame, and you're living through it right now. In March 2026, while everyone else is distracted by oil prices and wars in the Middle East, your streaming bill is quietly becoming one of your biggest monthly expenses. Take action, today, right now. Cancel something, rotate something, downgrade to an ad-supported tier, do something, because if you don't, 3 years from now you'll be paying $1,000 per year to watch TV on 6 different apps. And you'll wonder how you got there. You'll know exactly how. One price increase at a time. One merger at a time. One excuse at a time. You let them do it. Don't be that person. Be the person who saw this coming, who took action, who protected their money while everyone else kept paying. The data is right here. The math is clear. The choice is obvious. Now go cancel something.